Many of you sitting there thinking, okay, he's stuffed up this time. He's forgotten the gospel. Today I'd like to do the gospel, though, in a contemplative reading. So I invite you to get comfortable. I invite you to just start being observant of the atmosphere around us. I was actually hoping that there would be some children in the congregation making a noise, but they've all gone off to Sunday school. Mark 10, 46 to 52. Bartimaeus receives his sight. You Bartimaeus, you're sitting outside the gates of Jericho. The sun is beating down on you. It's hot. You sit back about the days that you remembered when you had sight. Days that you could see. Days that you were still at home with your family. They kicked you out when you lost your sight. You were a curse. You were dirty. You made your way to Jericho. You sit at the gate and you beg. Today's been okay. You've heard 2 coins drop into your bowl. You work that out. That should be quite good. That would give you at least a bread and a fish today. Pick up the first coin and you feel it. That's for the bread. As you pick up the second and you start feeling it, you get annoyed. You get so angry. Who could be so horrible to you? This is a temple coin. You could never use it. You're dirty. You're not allowed into the temple. How could they do this to you? A noise starts arising. The noise getting louder. You ask those around you, what's that? Who's coming along the road? What's the big commotion? Oh, it's that Jesus fella. Jesus of Nazareth, you've heard about him. He heals people. He's just nothing like any of the other church leaders. He's just so accepting. You start to scream, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. Nothing happens. Surely he must hear you. Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. Those around you say, oh, shut up, Bartimaeus. You dirty. He doesn't want you. He's our majesty. He won't look at you. This doesn't put you off. You used to be jeered at and sneered at and looked down at. So you carry on. Son of David, have mercy on me. Son of David, have mercy on me. You hear the most soft, gentle voice. It says, cowle him. Let him come to me. Those around you say, cheer up, you fool. Get on your feet. He's calling you. You throw your cloak aside. You stumble along. You fall. You run. Could this be possible that Jesus summons me? You hear the sneering and the jiggering as you fall. You also realize that by casting your cloak aside, that you're actually standing stark naked in amongst all of these people. They start passing more and more remarks against you. As you approach Jesus and you fall, he says to you, what do you want me to do for you? In your mind it goes, is this man silly? Doesn't he know that I'm blind? Surely he knows I want my sight. And that rude little voice in the back of your mind says, if you receive your sight, you can't carry on begging. You'll have to go back to your old life. This is an easy life after all. Anyway, you say, Rabbi, I want to see. And he says, the most beautiful, mellow voice. Go, your faith has healed you. Immediately, this bright, gushing light fills your eyes, your head. You get dizzy from it. You start to make out figures. You start seeing the most beautiful figure you've ever seen in your life. This is your Savior. This is the man who's brought your sight to you. You get up, you rush back, you put on your cloak, and you follow him. Nothing will ever dissuade you from turning away from him. I hope you realize how Bartimaeus may have felt at that stage. I want to ask you just to bear with me a little bit longer, and I want you to stay in that same space. I want you to think, you Jabal, you live in a little town called Dadzani. It's halfway between Louis Trichardt and Tabanshu. It's October 2014 and you've just received a brown envelope. You open it up. The best news you've ever heard in all your life. You've been accepted to attend the University of Pretoria Tukkies. You'll be the first of your family. You're so proud. You rush home and you share it with your parents. They couldn't be prouder of you too. The whole village gets together that night and has a party to celebrate the fact that you're a student, that you're going to keep this name of this little town high. But it's back to hard work the very next day. You need to pass your end of the year exams. So you study hard, you put in the yards, jump forward a couple of months, first week in February 2015. The family and the town has come together. They've raised enough money so that you can get a trip by bus to come to Tukkies. All's ready. You have the application for the National Student Financial Aid Scheme. You'll get it. Your mom and dad are both unemployed. You've got a place in res. At least you'll be able to stay. Far better than the house that you stayed in, the tin shanty. You get there and you're not used to this big city. The biggest city you've ever been to is Louis Trichardt. You're a bit overtaken by it all. You go and register. And you go and apply for your money for the National Student Financial Aid Scheme, NSFAS. They tell you that the money should be ready in about March. Well, it's only 2 months. Have a little bit of money on our side. I'm sure that will help. Classes start and you go out and start getting your books. And you're very excited. By the end of February, your money is finished. You owe a number of people money. March, they want you to start paying for your residence fees, for your meals. So you decide, instead of buying meals, you'll just go without meals. You go down to Pick and Pay and go through their bins. As the end of the term comes to near, you get told that you have to pay extra to stay in res. That can't happen. You don't have the money to go home. So you move out and stay on the streets. It's not too bad. It's still warm. It's only a week. You scour under this bush and that. Second term starts and you get called in by one of your professors who says that you're not doing well enough. You're not going to pass the semester. You need tuition. You look around and everybody, there's a number of tuition offers, but it all costs money. money you don't have. You once again, for the 12th time, go to the NSFAS office to find out where the money is. They say there's a delay. The money hasn't been paid out to the university yet. As the exams approach, you're hungry. You sit down and you write the exams. You didn't do well. You failed 2 of your 5 subjects. You go home, putting on a brave face. Surely when you get back, the money will be there. As you get back to varsity, your room's locked. They need all the money, or they won't let you in. It's June, July. It's cold out there. You go again to the NSFAS office, and they say the money's arrived, but when they pay you out, it's short. They don't pay for the subjects that you didn't pass. You can't pay your accommodation because, again, the money's short because there's too many students. It's okay. I'll move on to the streets. Heard about this church that helps. I go down the road. I go see them. They give me 50 rand. 50 rand. What will that do? How can that help me? It's cold. My books have been stolen and have been used to make fires. Somebody comes to me and he says to me, I've got a job for you. I'd like you to sell some stuff to people. I know it's illegal. Drugs aren't good. But at least if I sell, I could make money. At least I'll be able to fund. At least I'll be able to get back into my res. At least I'll be able to get a tuition. At least I'll be able to move up again. The first week comes and I've got money for the first time in the whole year in my pocket. It's a wonderful feeling. I go out, I gorge myself. Haven't felt so full in ages. The end of the second week, I'm told there's no money to pay me, so I'll get paid in kind. What must I do with these drugs? What must I do with them? Maybe I should just take them. Maybe if I take them, the cold will go away. I do. I swallow. Within minutes, I'm on a high that I haven't felt like forever. It's the best experience ever. Oh wow. I don't need this life. Let me just continue with the life that I've now found, that the system has given me. That is a fictitious character. But after speaking to a number of students after the first service, it might be fictitious, might have a name, Jabu, but those students are out there. This last week and a bit, we've had a lot of demonstrations going on, a lot of protests about this by the students. And in many ways, we need to speak to it. I've said to you on many occasions, I go to my comfort zone, which is the retail world. I haven't told you about my second comfort zone, and that is the show business. And so I draw your attention to a musical called Les Miserables. If you've never seen it, I encourage you, please, to get it out. The one song, I dreamed a dream. That's what we all did in 94. We dreamed a dream. That's what Jabu did when he got that letter. He dreamed a dream. That's what Luther did when he said, I have a dream. But in many ways, that dream has turned to a nightmare, in more ways than one. The second song I want to draw your attention to is One More Day. Jabu lived every day as one more day. We, I suppose, in many ways in South Africa live every day as one more day. The students continue to live every day as one more day. The last song I want to draw your attention to is the song I want to spend a little bit more time on. It says, do you hear the people sing? Have we as a country heard the students? Or do we think that whatever happened, it's over, it's finished? It's not. It's going to continue unless we, as the people of this country, ensure that the needs of the people are met. The chorus of Do You Hear the People Sing says, do you hear the people sing, singing a song of angry men? It is the music of a people who will not be slaves again. When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drums, there is a life about to start when tomorrow comes. We do not want to be slaves again of any unjust system. We don't want the singing of songs of angry men. If you know Les Mis, this leads to a revolt and a number of deaths. Please, Lord, may we not have Americana. Please, Lord, may nobody need to lose their life for the system to change. And so in conclusion, you may ask me, well, what can I do? What can I make a difference? A number of us could be tutors. A number of us could help financially. A number of us could just write to our members of Parliament and plead for them, for the students. On Friday, I was called to the Mothers' Union celebration of 110 years. I went along, and one of my fellow priests said to me, aren't you supposed to be at the Union buildings? You are the varsity chaplain. Don't allow the simple things to slip past. Amen. Let's remain in a time of prayer as we go and pray.